Hello friends, I'm in my pajamas, and I have been for many hours. Today's another one of those days where I don't do my veda until like 10 o'clock at night, and then I'm like, because I thought I would talk about books a tiny bit. This is a book called The Impenetrable Forest, Guerrilla Years in Uganda. My mom got it for me for Christmas because I like this guy's other book about seeds, which Mia bought for me, and I read it and I was like, this is very cool, it's about seeds. So I got this for Christmas. And then I was writing a paper and I was like, hey, I could bring in the case study of this book and be like, yeah, I found my own sources, and also I've already read this book so I didn't have to read it again. And I was just like, wow, look at me go. I read books in my spare time that are relevant to my course materials. Yeah, and I was like, hey, that was super cool of me how I used a source from outside class in my paper, and it was a book that I owned. What are some other books that I own? So, not quite a book. This you will notice from my yesterday's video. Mom always gets such cool like vintage books at the thrift store, and I was so proud of myself for getting this one. It has like such nice illustrations. These are like the evolution of horses. I like this book. It only has one page about dinosaurs and the rest is about mammals, and mammals are my favorite. This is fish though. But it's a very nice book, and it's also very relevant to my interests. I had a class this semester that's about like biogeography and talk about like evolution and how different species and families move around the globe and stuff. So always relevant to talk about prehistoric mammals. And also I like to take archaeology classes for fun sometimes, and my favorite is prehistoric mammals. And also Mia bought me this book for Christmas, which is about the Earth's mass extinctions, and I have not finished it yet because I haven't had time, but hopefully once exams are done. But it has a very nice cover. In the last, I guess like close to a year or something, Mia and I have just been really into like non-fiction science books. We each got a Chapters gift card for Christmas, and we were like, oh, that's nice. It's not that fun to buy your own book, but that's cool. So what we did is we like bought books for each other with the gift card. So she bought me this and one more. And then also we've been reading the Thor Hansen, my favorite. I read his Seeds book and this, and one about feathers. And then Mia has another author she likes, Sam Keen, who writes about more like chemistry and biology and stuff, and I've read those, and it's just very cool to have like a very basic knowledge of lots of different fields and like the histories of science. And I hadn't been reading very much basically for my whole degree, because like you read school stuff, you don't want to read other stuff, but that's been a very fun way to get back into reading. And then also I recently finished this, the other book Mia got me with our Christmas gift cards, John Wyndham's The Kraken Wakes, because she read the Chrysalids in high school and really liked it, and then she bought me a copy of it, and then I bought her a different book by him. So we've got lots of sci-fi to read. And also this is relevant because my other favorite genre is non-fiction science books and vintage sci-fi. I've been reading a lot of short stories by Ray Bradbury. The other day Adrian said something and I was like, that reminds me of a story from the Martian Chronicles, and I went and got it and was like, I'm going to read this short story to you. So yeah, reading's cool, and I've been using the library. Like, if I just walk into the library, I'm like, what do I want to read? I don't know. But you can just go on the website, put in any book you want to read in the world. They have that book somewhere, they will bring it to your local branch, and then you go pick it up and then you get to read it. Obviously I knew before, but it's very cool to actually use it. Like I saw someone mention a short story on Twitter and I was like, oh, that sounds cool, I'll read it. And then it wasn't online, it was like in a book, and I was like, the library has that book. There were a lot of holds on it, so I had to wait like a month, but I was like, cool, now I just get to read this book that I heard about on Twitter. I didn't quite finish it because I forgot about it and then I had to return it. Adrian hadn't seen the Spider-Man Homecoming, and I was like, well, it's not on Netflix. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna watch it? You just asked the library for it. A week later, they're like, hey, come and get this movie, and then you get to watch the movie. It's free, it's not some terrible streaming site. Amazing. So I just like to say, go to your local library and find a book that you're excited about and then read it.